Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive into what no one can take from you.
Yeah.
This motivational podcast is all about, finding those inner strengths,
Right.
those things you can build on no matter what life throws your way.
Exactly.
And to help us really unpack these ideas,
Uh-huh.
we've got our expert here who can
Yeah.
dive deep into the meaning behind all this motivational stuff.
Excited to break it all down.
Awesome. So the podcast highlights 6 specific areas we'll be looking at today.
Okay.
Skill, body, mindset, character, knowledge, and work ethic.
It's a pretty solid lineup. I think what's fascinating is how they use this motivational,
Yeah.
kind of like rah-rah approach, but they're really tapping into something fundamental
Right.
about human potential.
Totally. And when they start talking about skill, it's like, it's your secret weapon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like they say,
Yeah.
people can take away your job,
Uh-huh.
your title,
Oh, yeah.
your possessions.
Even your house.
Right. But they can't take away
Yeah.
the fact that you spent all that time
Right.
honing your skills.
I love that. And I think
Yeah.
especially in a world that's changing so fast.
Oh, absolutely.
Technology industry shifting all the time.
Constantly.
What stands out to you about that? Like the skills being so important.
For me, it's about adaptability. Like, things change, right? But if you have those core skills,
Yeah.
you can
To
pivot.
learn new things.
Exactly. And you learn them faster because you've got that foundation.
It's like almost future-proofing yourself in a way.
I love that term, future-proofing. And it makes me think,
Yeah.
what kind of skills are we really talking about here?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because, yeah, we have like technical skills.
Right. The hard skills.
Right. But then there are things like communication,
Oh, yeah.
problem solving.
Being able to work on a team.
Yes. All of that. Those
Those
are
are so important.
those are transferable,
Yeah.
to any field.
Oh, those transferable skills. Those are gold.
They're like gold.
Because even if you switch careers completely,
Right.
you're not starting from scratch.
Absolutely not. You're
Yeah.
taking all that with you.
It's like that saying, give a man a fish, he eats for a day.
I know that one.
Teach a man to fish.
You have the rest.
And it's so true. And,
Yeah.
the podcast really smartly connects this idea of skills to the next area, which is your body.
Okay, so it's not just about like
Yeah.
fitness.
It's not just about how you look.
It's about having the energy,
Uh-huh.
the resilience to actually like put those skills to use.
Exactly.
So they get pretty fired up about this whole
Yeah, they do.
taking care of your body thing.
It's like that classic, your body is a temple analogy.
Yeah, no, at first I was like, okay, another motivational cliche. But then I started thinking about all this research
Uh-huh.
on how exercise actually changes your brain,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
improves your cognitive function.
Helps with stress management.
Big time.
So it's not just about looks. It's about,
It's about having that foundation.
that physical and mental foundation
Exactly.
to tackle whatever comes your way.
Right, because you can have all the skills in the world,
Yeah.
but if you don't have the energy
If you're not taking care of yourself,
or the resilience to actually apply them.
then what's the point?
Exactly.
So it becomes more than just a
Yeah.
pep talk. There's real science behind it.
I love that you brought that in, the science of it all. It's like building a house, right?
Uh-huh.
You need that strong foundation to
Yeah.
support everything else.
Okay, I love that analogy.
So speaking of support,
Okay.
the podcast really emphasizes mindset as like the ultimate weapon.
I have to admit,
Yeah.
sometimes that whole mind over matter thing feels a bit fluffy to me.
I get that.
What makes you think that's so crucial? Really?
Because mindset isn't just some magical force.
Right.
It's a skill in itself.
Okay.
It's about becoming aware of your thoughts,
Uh-huh.
challenging those negative patterns that we all have,
Oh, yeah.
and consciously choosing how you frame situations.
It's like reframing,
Yes, reframing is huge.
because our thoughts really do impact our actions.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
And ultimately, your outcomes.
I'm starting to see the power of that.
Yeah.
We've all been in those moments where,
Huh?
you get rejected from a job,
Oh, yeah.
and your mind immediately jumps to,
I'm a failure.
yeah,
I'm not good enough.
why even bother?
But if you can reframe it
Yeah.
and be like, okay, this wasn't the right fit.
This is a learning experience.
Yeah. That changes everything.
It totally shifts your perspective.
Okay, now I'm with you.
Good.
Yeah.
Because the podcast quotes this line, when you control your mindset, you control your destiny.
Okay.
But it's the how you achieve that control that's really key.
Oh, interesting.
It's about self-awareness,
Okay.
practicing gratitude,
I can see that. All of those things.
So it's not about denying negative thoughts.
Yeah.
It's about
Choosing how you respond to them.
choosing how you respond. I like that.
It's empowering. You're in the driver's seat.
You are. And all that inner strength,
Yeah.
that kind of ties into the next area they talk about.
Which is,
Character.
oh, character. I love this one.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they make a distinction between character, who you are at your core,
Right.
and reputation.
How other people see you.
Yeah. Why do you think that's so important?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
You know, I think it gets to the heart of authenticity.
Oh, that's good.
Like your reputation.
Okay.
You can manipulate that.
You can build an image.
Exactly. But character,
Yeah.
that's what sustains you in the long run.
It's like character is what you do when nobody's watching.
I love that.
Yeah.
The podcast uses this really vivid image
Oh, yeah.
comparing strong character to a deeply rooted tree
Uh-huh.
that can withstand any storm.
That's powerful.
So even when things get tough,
yeah.
your values, your integrity,
They're unshakable.
they stay strong.
It makes me think about those times when
Yeah.
you're faced with a really difficult decision.
Uh-huh.
And maybe there's like an easy way out,
Right.
but it compromises your values
Yeah.
versus the hard but right path.
Oh, I know that feeling.
It's tough.
That's where character comes in.
That's where it really matters.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm curious.
Yeah.
What are some of the values
Hmm.
that you find yourself coming back to in those tough spots?
Oh, that's a good question. For me, it's honesty,
Okay.
first and foremost,
Honesty. Got it.
and kindness.
Even when...
Even when people aren't being kind. In
Yes.
fact, it's like those are the principles I want my life to be built on,
It's your foundation.
regardless of the circumstances.
Yeah, I love that. Powerful guiding principles.
Yeah.
It makes me think about how those values get shaped, right? That's where knowledge comes in,
Ooh, knowledge.
which the podcast positions as a form of power
Mm-hmm.
that can never be taken away.
Yeah, they get pretty passionate about that. They're like, even if you lose everything else.
Right, all your material possessions.
Yeah, your knowledge, your experiences, that stays with you.
It's always there.
I find that really comforting, actually.
Really?
It's like you're always building up this inner library
Yes.
that nobody can touch.
Nobody can take that from you.
And it's interesting because
Yeah.
they don't just mean like book smarts.
Right. It's more than just facts and figures.
It's the wisdom you gain from life itself.
Exactly. The ability to
Yeah.
make connections.
See patterns.
Learn from your mistakes.
Yes. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
some of the most valuable lessons I have learned
Mm-hmm.
haven't come from textbooks.
Tell me about it.
They've come from messing up,
Right.
trying things, failing.
That's where the real learning happens.
Where it's at.
So knowledge becomes more than just information.
Okay.
It's about understanding, applying what you've learned to new situations.
So true.
It's what makes you resourceful, adaptable.
Right. It's like that saying, experience is the best teacher.
Oh, yeah, but I think it's more accurate to say
What?
reflected experience is the best teacher.
Oh, I like that.
It's not just about going through things. It's about
Yeah.
taking the time to process them, extract the lessons.
Oh, that's good. That's a really insightful distinction.
Thanks. It's not just about accumulating knowledge, but
Yeah.
integrating it into who you are.
Making it part of your worldview. And
Yeah.
nobody can take that away from you. It's like this constantly evolving inner landscape
I love that image.
that nobody else has access to.
And you can keep building it.
Yeah. No matter your
And
circumstance.
a powerful source of strength.
So powerful. But you need the drive
Oh, yeah.
to actually go out and acquire that knowledge. To
Right.
keep learning and growing.
You have to put in the effort.
Which brings us to their final point.
Okay.
Work ethic.
Work ethic. The big one.
I have to admit, when I hear that phrase,
Uh-huh.
I picture someone like grinding away
At a desk.
for hours on end.
In a cubicle.
But the podcast seems to be talking about something deeper
They are.
than just putting in the time.
Right. They describe it as
Yeah.
the engine that powers your success.
But it's not just about like
Yeah.
working hard.
Right. It's deeper than that.
It's about having that
Yeah.
inner fire, that commitment to excellence.
That willingness to push yourself beyond your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's almost like a combination of
No, tell me more.
discipline and passion.
Hmm.
It's not just about doing the work. It's about
Okay.
caring about the work.
Yes.
Having a sense of purpose.
That's huge. Purpose-driven work ethic.
Yeah. It's about aligning your efforts.
With your values,
Yeah.
your goals, your vision for yourself,
Exactly. And that's what gives you the stamina to keep going when things get tough.
When it gets hard.
Because let's be real, nobody's like motivated and excited
every single day.
No. But if you have that strong work ethic,
Right.
that commitment to showing up
Yes.
and doing your best,
that's the key.
You can power through those inevitable slumps.
You can push through.
And that consistency.
Yes. Consistency is huge.
That dedication,
Uh-huh.
it builds momentum.
It creates a cycle of success.
Where you're constantly learning, growing, achieving.
More than you thought possible.
More than you thought possible.
But you know what really strikes me?
What?
Is how these 6 areas we've been talking about, they're not isolated silos, you know.
You're totally right. It's like they're all interconnected.
They feed off each other.
They're like all pieces of the same puzzle.
Exactly.
You can't really have one without the others.
You can't separate them. They work together.
I'm starting to see how this all fits together.
Me too. It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is. It's like a web.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you strengthen one strand, you strengthen the whole structure.
The whole thing becomes more resilient.
Ooh, I like that.
And that's where the real power lies, I think.
It's amazing how much depth there is to these seemingly simple concepts.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Right. And I think that's what makes them so enduring and universally applicable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like they provide a framework for living a more intentional and empowered life.
It's about taking ownership of your choices.
Yes.
Your actions.
Your destiny.
Ultimately, your destiny.
Powerful stuff.
It's a message that I think we can all benefit from hearing.
No matter where we are in life.
So as we kind of wrap up this first part of our deep dive into what no one can take from you, I want to encourage everyone listening to take what you've learned today and apply it to your own life.
Make it real.
Think about those 6 areas, you know?
Right.
Skill, body, mindset, character, knowledge, work ethic.
A good list.
And ask yourself which one speaks to you the most right now.
Which one resonates?
Which one feels like the most important for you to focus on?
That's the question.
To cultivate and develop further in this moment.
Yeah, because remember,
right.
This is an ongoing process.
Oh, it is.
It's a lifelong journey.
Of growth and discovery.
You got it.
Yeah.
So be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Celebrate your progress.
And keep moving forward.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
You've got this.
And we've got more to dive into, so stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive into
what no one can take from you.
Where we'll explore even more ways to make these unshakable strengths a part of your everyday life.
It's going to be good.
We'll be right back.
Can't wait.
Like they're all feeding off of each other.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. It's like,
what were we saying?
A strong work ethic can really help your skill development.
Because the more you practice,
the better you get.
You get better, right?
Right. And then as your skills improve, that can boost your confidence.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Leading to a stronger mindset, a more positive mindset.
It's like a positive feedback loop.
I love that.
And I bet having that solid foundation of character really helps you stick with things.
Oh, absolutely.
Even when they get tough.
Especially when it's hard.
Like if you're committed to honesty, integrity, you're less likely to cut corners.
You're going to do the right thing.
Yeah, or give up when things get challenging.
Such a good point. Your character can fuel your work ethic.
I like that.
And then think about knowledge.
Okay, yeah.
The more you know, the more effectively you can work.
Makes sense.
Right. You can solve problems more creatively.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Make better decisions, and that just feeds back into that whole cycle.
It's like a snowball effect.
It is a snowball of growth and achievement.
This is kind of blowing my mind.
I know, right? It's pretty cool.
It is cool. But I'm thinking this podcast we're diving into, it's all about personal motivation.
It is.
But these ideas seem way bigger.
Bigger than just us.
Than just individual success, you know?
You're so right.
Like, it applies to everyone.
It does. And what's fascinating is while the podcast uses that motivational tone, these 6 areas, they're fundamentally about human potential.
Okay.
And agency.
Agency.
The ability to shape your own life.
I like that.
Regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
Whether you're an artist,
an entrepreneur,
a scientist,
just a home parent.
It applies to everyone.
It's about taking ownership.
Yes. Ownership of your life.
Regardless of your circumstances.
Your background.
Your chosen path.
Exactly. Recognizing that you have the power
to
shape your own destiny.
And that's a message that resonates, I think.
It does.
With people from all walks of life.
It's universal.
It's a message of hope.
And possibility.
Yeah. Like even when things feel challenging or uncertain, there are things within our control.
There are things we can do and we can build on.
And having that sense of control can be incredibly empowering.
It is empowering.
It allows us to navigate all the complexities of life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With more confidence and resilience.
So, thinking back to the Source podcast, what stood out to you as the most compelling takeaway?
You know what? I think it's the emphasis on how enduring these 6 areas are.
What do you mean by that?
These things, they can never truly be taken away from you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're yours to cultivate.
To nurture.
To rely on.
Throughout your life.
Your whole life journey.
That is powerful.
It's like this reminder that we all have something valuable to offer. Something unique.
Something that's just ours.
And when we focus on developing these core areas, we become unstoppable.
Absolutely. Embracing your potential.
Stepping into the best version of yourself.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a message that I think we can all get behind.
We can all relate to that.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
And it's actionable.
It makes you feel motivated, ready to take charge.
It does.
So if we connect this back to our deep dive today, I think what's important to remember is that these 6 areas, they're not static.
They're not fixed.
They're dynamic.
They're always evolving.
It's an ongoing process.
Of growth and development.
So it's not just about achieving a certain level of skill or building a certain amount of physical strength.
It's not about reaching some end point.
It's about continuous improvement.
Striving to be better.
The best version of ourselves.
Exactly. A lifelong journey.
It's a journey
of self-discovery.
And empowerment.
And we can all embark on it.
No matter where we are.
Wherever you are in life.
That is hopeful.
It is. It's never too late.
Never too late.
To start investing in yourself.
Start building those unshakable strengths.
You got it.
And the beauty of it is...
What is that?
The more we invest in ourselves, the more we have to offer the world.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It's a virtuous cycle.
Of growth and contribution.
And fulfillment.
Yes. It's like a ripple effect.
A ripple effect.
You empower yourself.
And you empower others.
It's beautiful.
So now I want to shift gears a bit and ask you, from your perspective as the expert, what resonated with you the most?
From this deep dive.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the emphasis on personal agency.
Okay, yeah.
This idea that we have the power to shape our own lives.
No matter what.
Regardless of our circumstances.
It is empowering.
And liberating.
It is.
It's about recognizing our own strength.
Yeah.
Our resilience.
Believing in
our ability to overcome challenges.
To achieve our goals.
And that belief in ourselves. It's the foundation for everything else.
Yeah, it is. It's the fuel that propels us forward.
And the compass that guides our decisions.
Oh, well said.
And when we have that strong sense of self-belief, anything is possible.
Anything.
We become unstoppable.
Unstoppable forces.
With a positive change.
In our own lives and the world around us.
So true. That was beautiful.
Thank you. So before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to pose a question to our listener.
Okay.
Think about the 6 areas we've discussed today.
Right.
Your skill, your body, your mindset, your character, your knowledge, your work ethic.
That's a mouthful.
It is. But which one resonates with you the most right now?
Ooh, good question.
Which one are you most drawn to?
Yeah.
To cultivate, to develop further?
It's an invitation to really reflect on your strength.
And identify areas where you want to focus your energy.
And remember, what's that?
These are not separate entities.
No.
They're not.
They're all interconnected.
They influence each other.
In powerful ways.
So think about how focusing on one area might positively impact the others.
Oh, like if you focus on developing your skill.
Right.
It might boost your confidence.
It could.
Strengthen your mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or if you prioritize taking care of your body, you might have more energy.
Oh, yeah, true.
More focus to pursue your goals.
Enhance your work ethic.
It's all connected.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
It's a journey.
Right? Self-discovery.
And empowerment. Finding what works for you.
Creating a life that's truly your own.
So take some time to reflect.
What resonates.
Inspires you.
And most importantly, what action will you take?
To cultivate your own unstoppable strengths.
You have the power to create a life that is both fulfilling
and meaningful. It all starts with believing in yourself.
And taking that first step.
You got this.
This has been such an inspiring conversation.
It has.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of these 6 powerful areas.
There's so much more to explore.
Right. And it's amazing how much depth there is to these seemingly simple concepts.
I know. And I think that's what makes them so enduring.
Yeah.
Universally applicable.
They really do provide a framework for living a more intentional life.
A more empowered life.
Taking ownership of our choices, our actions.
Our destiny.
Our destiny.
Powerful stuff.
So as we wrap up
this
second part of our deep dive
into
what no one can take from you.
Love that title.
I want to encourage you to take what you've learned today and apply it to your own life.
Make it real.
Think about those 6 areas.
Okay.
Skill, body, mindset, character, knowledge, and work ethic.
The big 6.
And ask yourself, which one speaks to you the most right now?
Which one feels the most important to focus on?
Yeah, and remember, this is an ongoing process.
A lifelong journey.
Of growth and discovery.
Be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Celebrate your progress.
And keep moving forward.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
You've got this.
And we've got one more part to go.
We do.
So stay tuned
for the final part
of our deep dive
into
what no one can take from you,
where we'll explore even more ways to make these unshakable strengths
a part of your everyday life.
Can't wait.
So we've been talking about these 6 incredible strengths,
Yeah?
Skill, body, mindset, character, knowledge, work ethic.
It's like
building this inner fortress, something nobody can take from you.
It's a powerful image.
But I gotta be honest, sometimes it feels like a lot to work on,
I hear that.
Like it can get kind of overwhelming. Does it ever feel that way for you?
It's not about being perfect in all 6 areas all the time.
Okay.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Right.
And like any journey, there will be bumps in the road.
Because you can have like the best mindset in the world.
Yeah.
But life still throws those curveballs, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you keep going when those setbacks hit, when it feels like you're taking 2 steps back for everyone forward?
That's where resilience comes in.
Oh, okay.
And remember, earlier we talked about the body as a foundation for resilience. Well, that applies to all of these areas. When you face a setback, it's not about giving up.
Right.
It's about tapping into your inner strength, learning from the experience, and coming back even stronger.
So it's like building muscle, but for your character, your mindset, all of it.
Exactly. It's about strengthening those inner resources.
And I see how that ties back to work ethic too, right?
Yeah. How so?
Not just working hard, but having that grit to keep going when it's tough.
Absolutely. That perseverance is key. And that's where the interconnectedness of these areas becomes so powerful. When one area is strong, it can bolster the others.
So they all work together?
Exactly. If you have a strong sense of character, it can give you the integrity and perseverance to overcome challenges and achieve your goals.
It's like having this inner support system,
I love that. A team of strengths working together.
But I'm also curious, the podcast we're diving into, it's very individual focused,
It is.
But imagine if everyone had this kind of unshakable foundation.
Ooh, now you're thinking big picture.
What would that look like?
Think about the ripple effect. If individuals are more resilient, more adaptable, imagine what that does for communities, for society as a whole.
We'd be unstoppable.
It's not just about building ourselves up. It's about contributing to something bigger.
That's pretty inspiring, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
And it makes this whole conversation about more than just personal success. It's about empowering people to be their best selves so they can contribute their unique talents and perspectives to the world.
Okay, but realistically, not everyone's going to listen to this podcast or go on this deep dive, right?
Right.
So how do we even start to make that kind of impact on a larger scale?
That's the million-dollar question. I think it starts with awareness,
Okay.
recognizing the power of these 6 areas and how they can transform lives.
Right.
Then it's about creating opportunities for people to cultivate these strengths, whether it's through education, mentorship programs, community initiatives, things like that.
So it's like each of us who gets this message, we become kind of like ambassadors.
I love that. Spreading the word, creating those ripples in our own circles.
Exactly. Empowering individuals to become agents of change, not just in their own lives, but in the world around them.
Powerful stuff.
Okay, now I'm getting chills. That's amazing. But before we get too carried away, let's bring it back to our listener. What's the one thing you want them to walk away with from this deep dive?
I want them to remember that they have the power to create a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful.
It all starts with believing in themselves.
And taking that first step. And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Find your people.
Build your support system.
Keep learning and growing.
Exactly.
Well, this has been an amazing conversation. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into what no one can take from you.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been an incredible journey exploring these 6 areas of personal empowerment.
And remember, the journey doesn't end here. It's up to each of us to take these insights and make them our own.
So go out there, cultivate your unstoppable strengths, and create a life that is truly yours. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining your light on the world.